with George, the 12th Duke of Bristol.
Oh.
The simplicity of his nature conquered me. No, I felt that I'd known Richard all of my life.
You expect me to believe that in listening to that ridiculous nonsense, you will become a better man?
I feel, for the first time in my life, that I'd like to get nearer to nature. I'd like to walk on grass, inhale the scent of flowers, listen to the birds singing their simple songs of love. I feel it would help me to find myself more completely.
Try the morning. Birds don't sing at night.
Not for you. Helen, would it amuse you to accompany me into the garden?
I'd love to.
I'm delighted. You'll find me very silent.
I don't mind.
Well, don't you wish to hear the birds singing their simple songs of love?
I rather felt he was exaggerating.
Is that young man drunk? Or has he acquired a habit of borrowing money from women?
I don't understand.
I don't know what's the matter with him, because I know he hates me.
Oh, no, I think you're wrong. He said only charming things about you when you were outside.
Tell me one.
Well, he said you had a heart of gold.
I knew he hated me.
Oh, no, not at all. And many other equally nice things.
Tell me some of the lofty thoughts that have made him wish to walk on grass.
Nothing really. I was describing to him the loneliness of one's life, living alone, no one to talk to, no one to care for, the utter misery of it all, and the need that men have for the affection of a good lady.
Go on.
It would bore you.
Not at all.
Oh, thank you. Well, I drew a little picture of returning to one's home in the evening.
Where had you been in the afternoon?
Nowhere in particular.
I see. Go on.
And there, seated at one's dinner table, a divine lady who...
To whom you would pass a few pleasant words on your way upstairs to dress to go out to dinner with someone else.
No, not at all. I should stay and dine with her.
Unusual, but interesting. Go on.
I described to him the happiness one would feel in having someone one loved to dine with and talk to, instead of sitting down miserably eating one's food as I do, alone.
Horrid for you. Feeling as you do, Richard, I wonder you don't marry.
Ah.
Meaning?
The love of a good woman is not for me.
Then try one of the others. There are any number of those to choose from.
No. There is and there has been only one woman that I would care to share my life with.
And have you asked her to?
No.
Why?
She is too good. She is too beautiful, too noble for such as me.
If she is as you describe, I agree. But she may not be quite all those things.
For me, she is.
Tell me more about her. Come and sit down. Come along, come along.
No, I must forever love her from a distance. I must forever worship in silence.
Oh, shut up.
I beg your pardon?
How much longer are you going on beating about the bush instead of coming out in the open like a man and saying, Maria, I love you. Will you or won't you be my wife?
How did you know?
How did I know? Haven't I had to listen to this meandering rubbish every time I ever met you?
But I'd no idea that you knew.
You love me.
With all my heart. With all...
Quite so, but let us proceed. Is your object matrimony or the other?
I would give 10 years of my life to be your husband.
I have no desire that our marriage ceremony should take the form of a burial service. Now, Richard, I want you to know that I am very fond of you.
I can't believe it. Why should you care for me?
You would be wise in encouraging me not to dwell on that.
Quite.
And in addition, you are the only man I know that I would for a moment consider marrying.
Oh, this is too wonderful to be true.
Don't get too excited. You're getting the best part first. Now, you agree to be a successful businessman, one must be practical.
Most emphatically, I do.
Very well, so let us be practical. My income is £25,000 a year.
Many congratulations.
Thank you. What's yours?
Mine?
Yes.
Well, it varies. Sometimes it's up, and then again it's down.
How much is it when it's up?
Do you know, money means so little to me, I really haven't an idea.
Where do you bank?
Anywhere. I simply don't care.
Could you provide for me?
Yes, I could, but I'm not sure that it would be in the way that you've been accustomed to.
Well, I could provide for both of us in the way that I've been accustomed to.
That is true.
So the money is of no consequence.
Quite.
The only question is, would we be happy?
I should be very happy.
As I am going to do the providing, would you mind including me in your conversation? I said, would we, meaning myself, be happy?
My life would be devoted to nothing else. You've known me surely long enough to know that.
Having been married before, I know that it is possible that you are none of the things you appear to be.
Described by my friends as a simple fellow.
So was my late husband. He was so simple that I never understood one single thing he did for 18 years. Now, Richard, you said you loved me.
With all my heart. With all...
I love you embraces all that. Now, I have a house in Scotland. What is today?
Tuesday?
Tuesday it is. Yes, Tuesday. Very well. I suggest that you and I, on Thursday night, by the midnight train, travel there for 1 month.
Well, that sounds delightful, but with what particular object?
To all intents and purposes, we will spend a month alone together as married people.
You and I? Spend a month alone together as married people?
Yes.
You're not serious?
I am.
What an extraordinarily good idea. What an intensely good idea.
I'm glad you like it. We will, so to speak, breakfast, lunch, and dine together, just as if we were married.
But this is perfectly delightful. Really, I must congratulate you most sincerely. It's charming, the courage of it.
If at the end of the month I find that you are a pleasant person to live with, that we think alike, as it were, I'll marry you.
And if I'm not, we'll have had a grand time and no harm done.
None.
Really, I can't tell you how highly I think of it. It's daring without being unattractive. It's attractive with no loss of beauty. It's wise without being cunning. No, really, I must congratulate you. I never remember looking forward to anything so much. The courage of it. Oh. If there only were more women in the world like you, what a happy world the world would be.
Finished?
Not at all. I could go on for hours. Do you know, I wish I could decide whether the wisdom or the courage of it appealed to me more.
Finished?
Only for the moment. I'm so struck by the whole idea, I've only been able to half express myself.
Each evening, you will hear a clock in the hall strike 11.
Oh, now that is original. Really, I must congratulate you again.
Which will be the signal for you to start putting your coat on.
With what idea?
With the idea of going out.
But I shall have had all the exercise I need during the day. Oh, I know, the dog.
On the hall table, you will find a lantern, which will help you to find your way to the hotel a mile away.
Precisely for what reason do I go to the hotel?
It's optional, but it's the place where you'll be sleeping.
Oh. So I don't sleep in the house?
You don't.
Oh. What about wet nights?
I should advise your bringing a raincoat. Well, what do you say?
Raincoat? Yes. Well, I must say, I think you'd find out a great deal more about me if I were actually in the house with you the whole time.
I shall endeavour to find out all I need to know without that.
Oh, very well.
And I am not in the habit of staying in houses with a man alone.
I trust I'm a gentleman.
I shall be able to tell in a month's time.
I accept, of course. And I should like you to know that I shall do everything in my power to prove to you that your happiness with me is assured.
I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to be natural.
I couldn't be anything else.
Then we leave midnight Thursday.
We do.
You'll call for me and take me to the station.
I will.
Very well. My cloak, please, Richard.
You're going?
Yes, I had no idea it was so late. And make it a rule, Richard, never to be out of my bed after 11:30.
I shall be happy to acquire a similar habit. I see you home.
Oh, it's not necessary. I'll go through the garden. My house is only 20 yards away. Good night, Richard. I hope I shall find you are all that I think you are.
I hope that you'll find I'm a great deal more than you think I am.
Good night.
Good night. Darling.
No, darling, I'm all.
Do I or do I not see a happy man?
You do.
She's accepted you.
She has not.
She's refused you, and you're delighted, and so am I.
She has not refused me.
Then what has she done?
That is entirely my business.
Mariah's gone away in a terribly good mood, Richard. Am I to congratulate you?
In a way, Helen, dear. At all events, you will be able to. A month from today, you will look at me and say, there's a happy man of the world.
Then you are engaged to her.
I tell you I'm not.
Then what are you?
Well, I'm half engaged to her and half married to her.
Has the old woman been trying to find out what effect drink has on
George,
you?
unless you are able to speak of my future wife in prettier language, I shall ask you not to speak to me again.
Why a month from today, Richard?
The position is this. Owing to there being men in the world like George, we are, in consequence, all suspects. I leave on Thursday with Mariah for Scotland, that we may spend a month together with the idea of discovering if we possess those things in common that would make for a permanent, happy married life.
You and she go away to Scotland alone together to see if you'll be all right married.
Dislike your phraseology, but the answer is we do.
Very hot.
What do you mean?
Well, isn't it?
I see now why Mariah mistrusts all men.
Helen, what do you think of this?
To me, it all seems very unnecessary. Nothing would induce me to go to Scotland at this time of year. If I cared for anyone enough, I should know him so well I'd marry him at once.
I agree. Oh, do play.
I'm sorry, I see Mariah's point perfectly. I think she's perfectly right.
But do you think you'll be able to convince her that you're all right, Richard?
I am all right.
Oh, good. I do wish I was going to be there to help you. Maybe. Oh, God. 1 minute.
Anything the matter?
An idea is creeping into my brain.
What do you mean?
Oh, my position in London is precarious. I wish to leave it. It is suggested I should make up my mind on a subject of infinite finality immediately. I do not wish to. A quiet month in Scotland would suit me perfectly.
What? And come and stay with me at my hotel?
Precisely.
Oh, that would be marvelous.
Lovely.
No.
Why not?
If Mariah knew, she'd strongly disapprove.
Oh, she wouldn't know. I would enter my name into the hotel book as Smith. Only my manner and appearance would suggest I am who I am.
I like the idea, but I must think about
No,
it.
it's settled. Richard, I'm coming. I leave on the midnight train on Friday.
No, look, it must be talked over very seriously.
And it shall be. Do you have any whiskey in your rooms?
Yes, I think so.
Then we'll adjourn there. Helen, we dine tomorrow night. I look forward to it very much.
9 o'clock.
To the minute. And thank you for an exceedingly pleasant evening.
Good night, Helen. I can't tell you how happy I am.
I hope you always will be, Richard.
I know I shall.
Oh, come on, Richard. Good night, Helen. Come on, Richard. I'm so that you really have got some whiskey. I love George.
Well, leave the big one there and the small one can go in the front seat. Just on the front seat there, they're playing in tap or bringing up later on.
Yes, there.
Yes, please. Down. Oh, grand. I think I'll have a bit more round, please, Angus. Lovely. Splendid. Handles there, Richard. Grand, and away we go. Oh, smell that air.